Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Zoning Board of Adjustment of the Township of Union, which is being held pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Laws, C-231, Laws of New Jersey, dated 1975. Notice of this meeting was advertised in the local source, the newspaper of record, and notice has been posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building adjacent to the municipal clerk's office. Roll call.
Mr. Wiley. Here. Ms. Martins.
Here.
Mr. Bentavegana.
Here.
Ms. Scott.
Here.
Mr. McNeil.
Here.
Ms. Little.
Here.
Mr. Graves.
Here.
Ms. Ricketts is absent. Mr. Champion.
Here. There being a quorum present, this meeting is now declared open. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from February the 11th, 2026. May I have a motion and a second?
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
I move that the meeting of February 11, 2026 be approved as written and dispense with their reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Are there any communications?
No communications, Mr. Chairman.
Hearing none, our first order of business this evening is calendar number 3471, Mario and Andrea Ferrara. Location is 631 South Master Parkway, Block 2710, Lot 4. It's a pre-existing, non-conforming two-family and a single-family zone. Counselor?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Stephen Hale, representing the applicants, Mario and Andrea Ferrara, who are here this evening. And yes, as the chairman noted, this is a pre-existing two-family home in a one-family zone, and I think people familiar with the area, there are a bunch, and our planner will address that. There's a number of two-family homes in the area. We're seeking, and the council can add to this, what they call a D2 variance, a modification or expansion of a pre-existing non-conforming use. So the question isn't whether or not it's a two-family, it's viewing the improvements that are proposed for the property. It's not on? Okay. Okay, thands. So what we'd like to do, and we did receive the Collier's letter, and we'll address those comments. We'd like to call upon our architect to take the board through the existing conditions at the home and then what's proposed by way of improvements. And I think that'll show the board it's not expanding, in essence, what the property can be used for. We're not making site changes, but I think you'll get a much better picture of what's being proposed here. So.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So,
Yeah.
speaking of property 631, you said originally it was a two-family?
Well, time out. Yeah. Gary,
Yes.
you want to address that?
The gentleman cannot just answer questions.
I didn't hear the question.
He's asking questions out of turn.
Oh, okay. You'll have time to comment and ask questions after the witnesses has provided testimony.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And just to clarify, we're here discussing 631 Self-Master. Yeah, okay. All right. So I'd like to have our architect, Doug Asrell, take us through the plans. First, the council will swear you in.
Just for the record, too, council and Mr. Chairman, board members, I marked A1, the application, as it was submitted for 631 South Master Parkway, and I marked A2, the variance plan, with the architectural drawings consisting of 2 sheets revised through September of 2025, I believe, yes. So it's A1 and A2 for the record. Can I ask the witness to swear or affirm that the testimony you provide this evening is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes.
And for the record, state and spell your name with your affiliation.
Douglas with 2 S's. Last name is Asral, A-S-R-A-L. I'm a registered architect in the state of New Jersey, license number NJAI 15169, and I've been a practicing architect since 2000. My address is...
We'll accept your
9 Whitney
credentials.
Road. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right, Mr. Aswell, if you could, as you heard in my introduction, take the board through existing conditions of the floor plans and then what's proposed by way of improvements.
Right,
And if you
okay.
want to take us through briefly the site too. That's
Yeah,
on your
just
plan.
briefly through the site, as the attorney has just mentioned, no changes to the exterior proposed on the site. The existing parking configuration is to remain with a capacity for 4 spaces on the property. No exterior, again, no exterior changes are being proposed. The only alterations that are to be proposed for this residence are 2 closets on the first floor that are indicated on the first floor plan. I'll take you quickly through the how to navigate through the house.
That'd be perfect. I was
yes,
kind
exactly.
of walking
Yeah.
the board through the home would be
Where it
great.
says existing porch, that's the front door. You come to a common vestibule that diverges left to the upstairs unit and to the right to the first floor unit. From the outside, if you look at the exterior elevations on sheet A2, you'll see the front door that still has the presence and appearance of a one-family, single door, same house. So the two units diverge from on the inside after you've entered. So on the first floor, just 2 closets are being proposed for one for each bedroom. That's the extent of the alterations on the inside, other than a replacement of countertops and appliances in the kitchen. As you can see, the shaded walls of each closet are indicated as dark gray. All the other walls are indicated existing to remain as white. So now I'll go to the second floor. No changes are being proposed on the second floor, which has 1 bedroom, and it's to remain as it is, except for, again, repair and replacement of existing elements, such as appliances and countertops finishes.
And all the work will comply with any applicable building codes, fire codes, et cetera?
Yes, certainly, some upgrades will be made with regard to building codes, such as egress windows at the existing bedrooms.
And you've had an opportunity to review the Collier's letter. I don't think there's any comments that need to be addressed from an architectural standpoint. And just to confirm, I know our professional planner is here. So there's no off-site or on-site improvements that are proposed to the exterior of the premises?
Again, yeah, no changes proposed to the exterior of the building or to the grounds.
Okay, great. All right. Mr. Chairman and board members, I have no further questions of Mr. Earl at this time.
Are there any board members that would like to question the testimony this witness has provided?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have a question on the first floor plan, bedroom number 1.
Yes.
It looks like there's a closure wall, looks like a new wall.
Yes.
You placed there, you didn't mention that. Was that originally open to a stairwell or taking you upstairs?
No, it's a separation, is at the common vestibule at the front door. You go to the left, and then takes it to the stairs going up. Originally, when this house was first built, it was a single family, and there was a way to get to the stairs from,
So that's a stairwell that's being closed?
that's being closed off, exactly, yes. So private entrance to the second floor, private entrance to the first floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so the only commonality is that vestibule. After that, they diverge.
Okay.
Ms. Scott?
Hi.
Good evening. You
Good
said
evening.
there's 4 parking spaces?
Yes, the driveway is long enough to accommodate 4 vehicles, and there's a garage
Okay, so that was my question. Is that in total?
in total.
4, okay.
Yeah, in total 4.
Is the home currently occupied?
Right, you can't testify.
Yeah, you can.
No, it's not. I can.
Recently acquired by my client and is ready to undergo alterations pending the resolution.
So when it becomes occupied, will the tenants be required to park in the driveway?
The property owners are saying yes.
For the record, because it's so limited parking
Correct.
on the street.
It's just, Mr. Hale, I think you're familiar with this. This is Rob Pansul, the board attorney. What we've been trying to do in situations where parking is at a premium, which is in a lot of places, is to have the applicant at least commit to the tenancies, whoever they may be in the future, to taking advantage of the driveway and garage spaces that exist, rather than jumping into that first off-street spot that might be available when they do have parking. So just, whether it's enforceable or not, we'd like to put it in the record to make sure, to be the good neighbor and make sure that we're trying to take advantage of the parking that you have, that other property owners in the area may not have that option.
Right. I can understand your concern for the parking. The bedroom situation, the quantity of people who would be residing in this is accommodated by the same 3 bedrooms there always was. So 4 spaces for 3 bedrooms is what we're proposing here, which
Yeah.
I think is adequate.
And it's compliant, yeah,
And it's
there's no
compliant.
doubt.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Right.
There's no garage, basement area, is there?
There is, it's an unfinished basement. It's strictly utilitarian for the furnace and mechanical equipment to service the house, the building.
Is that common to both units?
No, it's really common. It's only accessible for the first floor unit. The second floor would not be accessing it.
Is there any direct access to the basement area from the outside?
Yes, there is. If you go to the rear of the house, you'll see that there is a stair and access from the exterior to a stair that takes you down.
We
To the
will
basement.
note, which is also typical in these types of situations, that the basement area is not going to be living space. And
It is not
gonna
living
be
space.
used
It's not, it would never be
for
suitable.
utilities and storage. only.
Per code, it doesn't meet the adequate conditions for a living space. It's less than 7 feet in height
Right.
and for all those other reasons, yeah.
Any other board questions? I have one, Mr. Hale, concerning drainage.
Yes.
Collier's report, under section 4, states the impervious coverage is being increased, and he recommends a seepage pit be added to the plans. Would your applicant have any objection to that, making that a,
Well, on this, I know we have the other one after. There's no increase in impervious coverage, but I'm sure our client will speak to Colliers and see if there's
a need
some
for it? Okay.
mitigation that can be done. But yeah, the letter says that,
The impervious coverage has increased,
yeah. But
and you're
again,
saying it's
it
the
hasn't.
same, okay.
It's the same.
Okay,
The second one, I think, has increased, but
Right,
again,
this
we
one
can
has
look into
59%.
and speak to engineering as to whether or not any stormwater mitigation is warranted.
okay. Since there's no more board questions, are there any members of the public that would like to come forward and question the witness and his testimony that he has provided? Just his testimony, no comments.
Just state your name and provide your address, please.
Sorry. Rocky Patel, 627 South Master Parkway,
Could you spell your last name?
Patel.
Thank you.
Sorry. So my only comments were, 631 is right next door to where I live. So I've been in this house for 30 years. The neighbor, her name is Eleanor. We've lived there for 30 years. We've taken care of 30 years. I've been in a house dozens, hundreds of times. I've never seen a kitchen on the second floor of this house, which is fine. Second thing is, when you say parking, 4 cars parking, currently we have a resident that lives across the street at 638 South Master who is renting, who parks 5 to 6 cars on the street a week. I've called the parking authority, as long as my neighbor, multiple times. All they do is move the car to the next spot, leave it there for another 3 days. They just keep moving the car 3 days in a row. My father is retired, currently working second shift, that's why he couldn't be here tonight. My mother is also retired, but ill, so she's at home. We have 3 cars that we barely find parking for. Every morning, I would have to spend 20 minutes of my time to move cars out of the driveway just so I can get out of the house and make it to work. Mornings at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, school traffic, you obviously know South Master Parkway is a main highway. It's a very busy road. I cause,
Mr. Patello, I don't want to interrupt you, but at this time, this is not a time for comments. It's the question, the testimony that he has
Sorry,
provided.
okay,
You could come up at the end of the meeting.
Gotcha.
I'm going to call you
sorry,
back
this
up.
is one of our first meetings. I've never.
Oh,
been
no,
here.
that's fine. Don't apologize. I'm just saying, it's just the testimony he has provided. And he's the architect, so if there's anything you would want to know about the structure, he's the man to
So
ask.
structural-wise, yes, there is no kitchen on our second floor, as he mentioned, because I've been in that house hundreds of times to take care of all our.
If I may interject, when I arrived at the site in its original condition, I found kitchen facilities on the second floor.
When you say original, when was the original condition?
When I came here about a year ago.
So I've been there since 1996. There's never been a kitchen upstairs. There's been a bathroom upstairs.
Regardless, at the time I measured the house, there was a kitchen there.
So a year and a half ago was when the house was purchased.
Right.
So was there alterations done that no one knows about?
At the time when I visited, after the purchase, and I came and I witnessed the kitchen there. There is a refrigerator, range, and a sink.
10 years ago, there was no kitchen upstairs.
That's a different story. I'm just saying, at the time I visited
I
and
took
measured.
care of Eleanor.
Sir,
no-
Regardless,
Mr.
what's your
Mr.
question?
Mr. Patel,
What-
he has to be asked questions on the information that he has testified to relevant to the plan. The use as a two-family, there's going to be another witness that the applicant has that's going to address that, and there's certain details in the record that you will hear that the town, whether they officially use it as a two-family, there's records that suggest that they could do so. So when he inspected it a year ago or whenever it was, there was a separate kitchen area. That's the town's information, confirm that as well. That's why they're here for what's called, as the attorney summarized, a D2 variance, an expansion of an existing two-family. Whether they use it or not is not really anything that certainly he testified about, and I'm sure the planner will address that.
Understood, sorry.
No problem.
The only other question, response I had was with the parking with the 4, yes, the driveway can fit 4 cars, but no one puts 4 cars in the driveway.
That's why I made the statement we did. We try to encourage the applicant to be a good neighbor, as you have to try with the neighbor who crossed the street,
Yeah.
who's not before us. That's a situation, so hopefully you can get some relief for that. That sounds like an odd case for sure.
Other than else, yeah, that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
You'll have a chance to comment later on. Any other members of the public that would like to come forward? Hearing none, Counselor, your next witness?
Yes, I'd now like to, thank you. Thanks, Doug. I'd now like to call upon Robert Hudak, who will testify as our professional planner.
Can I ask the witness to swear or affirm that the testimony you provide this evening is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes,
And for the record, state and spell your name with your affiliation?
sure. It's Robert Hudak, last name H-U, D as in David, A-K. My affiliation is with Insight Engineering in Wall, New Jersey, and I'm a licensed professional planner, and my certifications and licenses are all in good order.
We'll accept your
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
credentials.
Thank
You've
you
been here
very much.
before. You've been here
Yes.
before, yes.
All right, Mr. Hudak, you obviously are well familiar with the property and the presentation this evening, the architectural plans. If you could take the board through the justification for relief for the D2 variance that I mentioned, perhaps some details on the nature of that relief that's being sought.
Sure, I want to start off with a copy of the certificate of occupancy issued by the town. I believe it's one of the files here, if Trevor wouldn't mind helping me look for it. You don't mind.
You always look for a young person to help with documents.
If you look at this exhibit, I don't know if we've marked it.
No, we can mark that as A1.
Okay, exhibit.
A3 for the record.
Oh, I'm
A1
sorry,
is the
A3,
application.
Right, so
A2
A3 you said?
A3 is the certificate of continued occupancy.
Yes, this was issued by the construction official here in Union, demonstrating that this was found to be a legal two-family residential property with working smoke detector and carbon monoxide detectors. This was issued to, I guess, the estate of the prior owner in 2024. So the municipality itself found that this was a legally existing non-conforming use. As you've heard, this zone only permits single-family use. However, this use predates the current zoning of this site. Therefore, any kind of alteration falls under the category of what is called a D2 use variance. So you still need the 5 affirmative votes. It's a little different than the D1 in that we don't need to prove out that the use itself, I shouldn't say particularly fits in the zone, but it's not the same criteria as the D1 use variance. Let me go on?
Great, sure, thank you.
Okay. So we also have a number of nonconformities with this property. I don't think they're on the plans, but I don't know if we discussed them. You have, in addition to the use, which is a pre-existing nonconformity, you have the lot area, lot width, lot depth, minimum front yard setback, minimum side yard setback, accessory building rear yard setback, and the accessory building side yard setback. All of these are existing nonconformities that are not being changed or exacerbated as a result of this application. As you've heard, all the alterations are internal to the site. But with respect to the C1 variance, we still have to find that the site satisfies the Medici criteria, that the site promotes the general welfare, and that because the property is particularly suited for the proposed use. However, it's noted in the Cole case, just the fact that it's a existing legal non-conforming use itself doesn't give rise to the special reasons. In other words, you don't get the benefit just because it's a legal non-conforming use to say that it's okay. We have to make mention of some other factors here. So the improvements, as I've noted, we proposed are within the existing two-family house. There's no exterior changes. These changes are designed to make the property internally function better. They're locating some closets. There's no changes, you've heard, to the bedroom count, so there's no change to the parking requirements. The master plan itself notes that it encourages smart growth, meaning that they take advantage of compact building designs, creating a range of housing opportunities and choices, creating a walkable community with a strong sense of place. Our plan, I believe, accomplishes these goals by maintaining the existing two-family use and improving really the flow and design of the interior. It won't increase the intensity of the use. We're not changing the number of bedrooms. And as we noted repeatedly, there's no change in on-site parking. Under the residential site improvement standards, we would need 3 spaces on site, and we're providing 4, which is, I would think, is an improvement over the residential site improvement standards. Also, maintaining the two-family house use addresses the need for diverse housing options in the community, aligns with Purpose A and Purpose E of the MLUL. Again, with respect to particular suitability, this is an existing building and infrastructure that's existing to support this. We're not changing plumbing, pipes, or anything like that. So it minimizes the need for extensive new construction. It's not as though we're removing bedrooms and moving them around. In fact, we're keeping pretty much everything the same. And with respect to the exhibit here, I want to show you, there are a number of two-family uses I found on the record here. I just want to get to this. If you look on this exhibit here, this property is Lot 3, Block 2710. There are a number of legally existing non-conforming two-family uses in the immediate area, so it's not particularly out of character, although I would say the majority of homes are single-family, or at least are listed on the tax records as single-family. Whether they are or not is debatable, but there are other two-family houses that exist and function in this community. I also have an exhibit showing the area around the house.
Are these all part of the same planner's exhibit that we can call A4? You know,
Yes, we can
okay.
call it A4.
A4 is the planner's exhibit comprised of how many slides do you have?
That one has one, and then A5 will have, I think it's three pages,
All right, so it's A4 and A5.
A5. And as you can see from Exhibit A5, here's the aerial exhibit itself showing the subject property. We have some street views here as well, showing from the northeast, the southeast. You can see the character of the neighborhood. Again, because we're not changing the exterior of the property, I would say it's in line with the character of the existing neighborhood. Now, of course, no variance can be granted without a finding of the negative criteria that the proposed development would not cause substantial detriment to the public good, nor substantial impairment to the intent and purpose of the zone plan. As noted, our proposal advances the public good through providing more efficient and practical improvements to an existing two-family use. Our proposal advances numerous purposes of zoning, as I said, efficient use of land, general welfare, providing a diversity of housing types, and it doesn't result in an increase in the intensity of the current legal nonconforming use. And as noted, it advances the smart growth goals of the township's master plan. Therefore, I offer that it satisfies the negative criteria as required by law. So with respect to this variances that we seek tonight for the expansion or the alteration, I should say, of the existing two-family use, I believe we've met our burden.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Hudak. No further questions, Mr. Chairman and board members.
Any board members would like to question the testimony Mr. Hudak has given? Hearing none, are there any members of the public that would like to question the testimony Mr. Hudak has given? Just his testimony.
Sorry, Rocky Patel again. When you mentioned there would be no additional plumbing needed for that residence, what did you mean by that?
Well, there's no change in a sense of we're not even adding a bathroom or anything like that. We're not altering significantly any of the rooms that are existing in here. It's not as though we're taking the two-family house and adding a bedroom to it or adding or putting in a new bathroom or anything like that. We're just really changing closets. That's my understanding of the application.
So no new plumbing will be run or not?
The architect doesn't have anything on his plans, no.
The only reason I asked was, like I said, once again, there was no kitchen upstairs, so did you need plumbing for a kitchen, so.
Yeah, and like I said, based on the certificate of occupancy, the municipality found evidence that this is a legally existing non-conforming use. That's why they issued the CO.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Patel.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the public? Hearing none. Counselor, your next witness?
We have no further witnesses at this time. The property owners are here in case there are any questions, but
Are there any board members that would like to comment on this application? Hearing none. Are there any members of the public at this time? Would you like to come forward and comment on the application? Mr. Patel?
Sorry, so, yeah, in closing, just to mention again, I've lived in the house right next door for 30 years, taking care of Eleanor, who previously occupied the house until she passed away 3 years ago. I know that house in and out. Neighbor as well, we've been here 30 years. We've had no issue with anyone. Neighbors are fine. We have no issue with neighbors. Biggest concern is parking. Like I said, my parents are retired. They're elderly now. My father still works second shift. At night, sometimes he has to park. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Southminster Parkway, but he has to park by the flashing light, walk. Actually, recently during a snowstorm, walk down the sidewalk to get home because there was no parking, because my mother and I had to park in the driveway. Next morning, I would move my car out. Take me 20 minutes to get the cars out, find parking space, parallel park on the street, unfortunately, block traffic. It's a very busy road. my neighbor across the street, who's, he's shy, so I'll speak for him. He has a young girl. My neighbor next door has a young girl. We have kids playing on the street. We have kids playing on the playground. There's no parking right now, and it's, unfortunately. Being a resident for 30 years, I mean, I've seen everything. And yeah, I might seem young, I'm up there, but I just feel bad for my parents. I mean, I won't be there much longer, but what will my parents do? They've been there, they've paid for this house, they paid it off, they've done what they've done, due diligence. They're not educated, they've done what they've done, and then they want to leave peacefully. Unfortunately, my father, who's still working, can't come home peacefully to find parking to get home safely. And my mother, when she has to go to doctor's appointments, she has to worry about if she's gonna lose her parking spot or whatnot. And like I said, that's biggest concern is parking and the safety of our children on the streets, living on a main street. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Any other members of the public that would like to come forward?
Sorry.
Hi, my name is Kevin Bias. I live in 630 South Master. Like my neighbor said, I got called the town like 3 times. The guys right next to me, they got like 5 cars. I even have a video that he hit my retaining wall, and I called the police. I make the report, and they haven't done nothing. My retaining wall is still there. I haven't fixed it. So my concern is the parking, like my neighbor said. They got big van, and they got like 6 cars on the street. Every time I call the police, they just go and move the car to another spot. So sometimes I get out of home late, there's no parking. That's my concern there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. Counselor, would you like to sum up?
Yes, just briefly.
Wait, excuse me.
I wanted to ask the property owner a question.
Sure. Can the property owners or owner come up forward? We have a question from Ms. Scott. Mario, right? Okay.
Can I ask the witness to swear or affirm that the testimony you provide this evening is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, sir.
And for the record, could you state and spell your name with your affiliation?
Mario Ferrera, I'm the property owner at 631 South Master Parkway.
Thank you.
Good evening. I think I did hear your neighbor say that across the street, somebody has 5 or 6 cars, that there was some kind of arrangement that they pay to park in the driveway. Did I hear that?
No,
Is there a current arrangement for someone to pay
no,
to
ma'am.
park?
No, not
Or
at
is
all.
it an arrangement?
No,
Is the garage being used for parking, or is it being used for storage?
not my garage.
Yes.
It has storage inside.
Will it be used for parking?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a question. I know the neighbor's been stating that everybody has a parking issue and everything. They have such as much parking as I do in my house. I have 4 parking spots, they have 4 parking spots. Unfortunately, we have to move in and out because that's what everybody does. Complying with the other neighbors, if you have 6 or 7 cars, I can't control other people to myself. As all the property owners pay taxes, everybody has 4 parking spots. We all have to move in and out. That's the consequences that we bought the house. When we bought the house, we all knew that we had to live with those consequences, you know.
But is your intent to kind of fix the garage up for parking?
No, I use it for the tenants.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Ferreira. That's it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Counselor, would you like to
Yes, just
make a sum
briefly,
up?
and yeah, I do recognize the concerns of the neighbors with respect to parking, but to Mr. Pansula's point, you get, when you come in with an application here, and I don't think we could dictate that people can't park on the street, but it gives some teeth to perhaps looking into and the property owner instructing per the resolution that hopefully the board will adopt approving this, that the parking on site or the parking available on site should be used for that parking on site. I think it's the modifications that are being made to this home are very minor, and in fact, by adding closets, it helps attract a more quality tenant that's going to say, okay, I'm going to live here and move here because the house now has closets, and investing into this home and bringing it into good condition for quality tenants is important. Again, I think the testimony of Mr. Hudak outlines the justification for the relief being sought, and we look forward to the board granting this. And again, no problems with the conditions that Mr. Pansula noted. And again, our client will also speak to the engineering department as to whether or not any drainage mitigation is needed. So thank you, and I appreciate the neighbors coming out.
Thank you, Mr. Hale. At this time, I believe we can counsel this. Mr. Bentavegna, would you like to begin?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. After hearing testimony tonight, I feel that it justifies the variance requested. I do like the fact that there's no change to the front elevation, which is suitable for the neighborhood, and I'll be voting yes tonight.
Ms. Little.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do take concern, and I feel for the neighbors with regard to the parking, and hopefully the owners will try to alleviate that issue by encouraging their new tenants to use the on-site parking. Other than that, I do believe that this is a good application. I don't see any other problems with it, and I will be voting yes.
Mr. Graves.
I concur with my colleagues, and I would be supportive of this application.
Ms. Martins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. After hearing the testimony provided tonight, I do think this is a clean, straightforward application, an improvement to the current site, and I do think that the subject does have adequate parking for the number of bedrooms, so I will be voting yes.
Mr. Wiley.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I agree with all my colleagues. I think that this is a good application, good and clean. As far as with the parking, I mean, he has adequate parking for his property. He has no control over what the other neighbors would do. So I don't see anything negative about the building itself, so I'm going to vote yes.
Mr. McNeil.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would concur with my colleagues that this is a very clean application, and in fact, based on testimony, there's one additional parking space provided based on the use of this property. It's unfortunate that the neighborhood is densely populated, and they have issues with parking, but it's not going to be exacerbated by this application, so I intend to vote yes.
Ms. Scott.
Good evening. I concur with my colleagues. The application was clean. Unfortunately, the parking situation is the parking situation. It's hopeful that, the new owners will, do whatever they can to alleviate some of the parking issues. So I will also be voting yes.
As for myself, based on tonight's testimony, I feel the variances requested will not have a negative impact on the property or the neighboring property owners. I concur with my colleagues, and I too will be voting yes. At this time, I have a motion and a second to grant the application.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board grant the variance applicable to this application and that council is directed to prepare a resolution consistent with the board's decision.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Wiley.
Yes.
Mr. McNeil.
Yes.
Ms. Scott.
Yes.
Ms. Martins.
Yes.
Ms. Little.
Yes.
Mr. Bentavegna.
Yes.
And Mr. Champion.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
April 8th,
April 8th.
be the resolution of approval.
Great. Thank you again. Appreciate your time this evening.
Continuing with tonight's meeting, our next case is calendar number 3472, Mario and Andrea Ferreira. Location this time is 635 South Master Parkway, Block 2710, Lot 3. Again, it's the same type situation, a pre-existing non-conforming two-family in a single-family zone. Mr. Hale?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Again, Stephen Hale representing Mario and Andrea Ferrara. And yes, to the chair's comment, similar in the sense that this is a pre-existing non-conforming two-family use in a one-family zone. We do have the certificate of occupancy, which our professional planner, who will be Mr. Hudak again, will identify. And we have a different architect for this project, but again, same property owners. And he's going to take us through what was the existing conditions and then what's proposed by way of improvements. A bit of a difference here, and I know that the building department is aware of this. There were, in fact, improvements made both to the interior and exterior of the property, and additional impervious was added. I think you'll be impressed with how the house was renovated, both interior and exterior, but we do have to have the testimony to justify the relief that we're seeking in connection with this application. So what I'd like to do first is to call upon or just to have our architect, if you come on up, and we'll identify the plans and again show what improvements were made. There also was, and I had an opportunity to speak to council, that there was impervious that was added to the property, and Mark Stefanelli he just has not only a plan of the overview of the area, but of the property, and can show, and I believe we can eliminate some of the impervious to bring that down. And again, our client has no problem with speaking to the engineering department to see again if some subsurface detention and the like is warranted.
Just for the record, to Mr. Hale, I did mark A1, the application with supporting materials as it was submitted, and I marked A2, the architectural plans of Mark Stefanelli, consisting of 6 sheets which were dated through April of 2025. So A1 and A2. For the record, can I ask the witness to swear or affirm the testimony you provide this evening is the truth and the whole truth?
I do.
And for the record, could you state and spell your name with your affiliation?
Yes, Mark Stefanelli, Stefanelli. I'm a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey, licensed and insured. I've been an architect for approximately 30 years, my own business for 20 years, and my office is 375
We'll
East
accept
Rutherford.
Mr. Stefanelli's credentials.
Great, thank you very much. All right, Mr. Stefanelli, you've actually had the benefit of watching the previous application. I've explained that this one's a little different because improvements were made to the property. So if you could take us through an overview of the site layout and what are now existing conditions, but also highlight what changes were made to the property.
Okay.
And again, it's still a pre-existing non-conforming two-family use.
Correct. I'd like to start off by describing the existing house, which is on the screen right now, which is sheet 2. If you look at the left side of the drawing, you can see, let's start with the basement. So the basement has a rear door and basically just a bathroom, and I believe Mario could testify to this, but there was a kitchen in this corner. So it had a kitchen and a bathroom, open room with utilities and a rear door out to the backyard. If we move over to the center drawing, the first floor had a common entry porch in the front with one stoop and one door, which split off into 2 doors. The left door would go up to the second floor apartment, being the existing 2-family, and the right door had a apartment on the right side, which had 1 bedroom towards the rear, kitchen, living room, dining room, and then another room which I can call a den. Didn't actually have a window in it, so that's basically a den and a bedroom, and a kitchen, dining room, living room, and a door to the common porch. If you went up the second floor stairs on the left-hand side, there was a kitchen and bath, existing kitchen, existing bath, 1 bedroom towards the front, and then I would call it a den, also towards the back because it was basically under the roof. So that would be the existing conditions. Let me see if I have my plan here, my pictures,
That's sheet 2, I believe.
aerial text
Okay.
map. I have some existing, where are they? Trevor, can you help me out? My existing pictures? Oh, there they are. Okay. Right, so here is the center picture here on the top is basically what the house used to look like. And if you look at the aerial view, you can see that the block, Masters Ave, most of the houses are pretty much all the same. So that's what it used to have, a front porch dead center with a path dead center to a common area and a dormer, a nice-sized dormer on the roof. And the picture to the left is the improvements that were done to the house. You could see that it was definitely brought up. It's more aesthetically pleasing. The materials were improved. I believe it's hardy board siding now, new steps, new windows, new roof. The landscaping's been cleaned up and changed. And you can see the rear. The rear is on the right-hand side here with the new siding, windows, and stairs and pavers. And also the garage was actually updated also and the driveway paved. Okay, to go back to, now go back to my drawings. Oh, it's on the bottom there. Okay. There you go, thank you. Let's see. So the new construction on the inside is on sheet 3. You can see sheet 3. It has basement, first floor, and second floor. The darker walls would be the new walls. So again, on the first floor, you have the 2 new stoops, one for the second floor stair and one going straight into the first floor apartment. So the common porch has been removed. This front bedroom was added with the egress window. This middle room is still considered a den. And then the existing bedroom towards the rear has been enlarged with more closets and a laundry room and an updated kitchen. So you have kitchen, living room, dining room, 2 bedrooms, a den, bathroom in the middle, and a laundry room towards the rear, and then an exit out to the rear porch with the new stair. The second floor, the second floor, if you come up the stairs, there's the existing bathroom that was renovated, obviously, new kitchen that replaced existing, and the roof of the back was basically raised, removed, and a new 8-foot high wall was built with 2 bedrooms and 2 closets and 2 windows. So there are 2 bedrooms in the back, and again, there's a small den area that we're calling a den with actually an office. It's basically an office area / den, and there's a bathroom in that area also. So you have an existing bathroom, a new bathroom for the front office, new kitchen, and two bedrooms. The basement construction, there were 2 rooms added in the basement, which we are proposing to be a storage room, at this point, a storage room and an office and a utility room. And like I said, the kitchen and bathroom are to remain, and then there is one exit to the rear, and we'll go over the use of the basement is for owner's personal use? Is that,
Yeah, our planner will cover that.
okay, planner will testify against that, about that.
Excuse me, I have a comment on that. I want an affidavit on that. There's gonna have to be some, we're not gonna, that's very shaky ground when we start doing stuff like that. So that needs to be regulated heavily. We absolutely have no living in the basement as sleeping quarters in the basement. And that will, at some point, we are going to address that, whether it needs to be in some sort of resolution, so we can hold them accountable. There will be no sleeping down there.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll have you affirm to that. And I think what we've done in the past, Mr. Fransula, is we can include that, if the board is kind enough to approve the resolution, have that condition in the resolution, and the resolution gets recorded. So 10 years from now, somebody buys the house and it's like, oh, I can make a bedroom out of the basement. They can't because it's in the chain of title.
Okay.
So,
Whatever we have to do, Mr. Hill.
yeah.
This is a little different than the one before.
Correct.
There was some history.
Is the basement area exclusively for the use of the first-story apartment? Or is that common area for both occupants of the premises?
All I can say is the basement has a separate entrance to the rear. It's not connected to the first floor, so I think Mario and the planner will testify with the use of that particular room.
So the only access to the basement is a separate
From the
ingress and egress from the outside, from the rear?
From the rear, correct.
So you can't access it from the first floor apartment at all?
No, not at this point, no.
So, I have a question, another one now. So, if you got a
You can see it on the screen.
two-family house, okay, and a separate quarters down in the basement for who?
For the owner.
For the owner?
It's for the owner, it's the owner's space, but it would not be used as an apartment, but it's the owner's space. They live in the area, obviously, and it would be used by the owner.
Well, wait, you can't.
If they
But
live in the area.
Again, I can't really speak for him, so I'd like him to answer that question.
Yeah, you can't testify yet.
Does the owner live in the house?
No, in the neighborhood.
No, he's in the area, though. Okay, I understand your concern. So just to wrap up, there are only two more sheets. Sheet 5, just indicating the upgrades to the electric. So all the electric, plumbing, insulation, and framing have been improved and brought up to code. And sheet 6 just shows basically the addition to the old house, the front elevation on the top. You see the dormer in the middle was made wider on both sides, and the roof was removed, and an additional area was created for the bedrooms in the rear. Okay, now we can talk about the site plan
Yes.
and coverages.
Yes.
So that's basically the addition of what took place at the house.
Well, just to be clear, so all this work, just to be clear, all this work was done without a permit, because the permit is here. It was never picked up. That's why we're here. It was never issued. My apologies. It was never issued.
Yes, that's acknowledged.
Okay.
Okay, so I can go down you want me to go down the variances now, or do you want to?
No, I think if you just give an overview of it and then
Okay,
touch
so-
on the site plan as to what improvements were made.
Okay, so,
similar
you know,
to the
obviously there
interior.
are some existing non-conforming lot size and setbacks and garage, and I believe the planner will testify on that. And the coverage, the building coverage was existing at 31.6%, and it was increased just a bit to 33.2, and that's basically just for enclosing that rear porch area. So it went from 31.6 to 33.2, and the lot coverage, the existing house had a lot coverage of 64.1, and currently we are at 76%. The pavers, there are some pavers that will be altered to bring the lot coverage to 76%. So we would need a variance for that. Both the heights of the structure and the height of the garage are both conforming, just so you know. The site plan here, let's see if I can get a little, zoom in a little bit.
I think it's a touch, it might be a touch screen. I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to the mouse. So basically, you can see here, the driveway was existing, and that driveway can accommodate at least 4 cars from the front to the back, and then 1 in the garage, so you basically can accommodate 5 tandem parking spots. The, anything that's not pavers is gravel, which is considered, typically considered to be pervious. So there are either pavers, gravel, and blacktop driveways. So whatever aren't pavers is gravel, which, like I said, is pervious. The existing, so let's see, we have the existing pavers right now are going from the back to the good portion of the garage, which is might be like 18, 25 feet of pavers, and we're going to be removing them to bring it down to 76, and I'm going to show you a picture right now. So if you look at this picture here, we're going to be removing all these pavers right here from this garage, just to bring the coverage down. So we're going to be taking those out as proposed in this presentation. So that is basically the overall of the project. And let's see, parking I did. And then just a note, architecturally, although we do have some bulk setbacks that are existing non-conforming, basically the existing footprint of the house was not expanded in any way. It wasn't expanded towards the front or the sides or even the rear. So the footprint of the house was maintained, so we're not making any of the existing non-conforming setbacks any worse. And like I said, the building coverage went up just a bit just by covering that little square in the back. And you can see obviously that, you know, a positive to all this is you have a more aesthetically pleasing, a more functional, and a more a house that's more to code than there previously was. It's an upgrade for the neighborhood. The house, he did a nice job on the construction of the house and the finishes, so that is definitely a plus. It looks nice. He did a nice job with the landscaping and the gravel. So that could be considered a positive for the neighborhood.
Great. Mr. Chairman, I have no further preliminary questions of the architect at this time.
Any board members with questions for Mr. Stefanelli?
I have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Stefanelli, let's revert back to that last exhibit with the garage with the impervious.
The picture?
Yeah, picture, please.
Here.
Right, so you were circling, saying that some of the pavers are going to get removed.
Yes.
So after the removal, are we still at 76%?
Let me clarify that. Let's see.
Because that's a pretty big area, and
so that area is about 300. You know, I think I have to clarify. So I think I might have misspoke. 1 second. That's the existing, right. Oh, okay, I am sorry. So, as you see on the site plan, this area right here, let's zoom in a little bit. Right, so this area right here is shown on the picture. So, and that's the 76%, so this is actually a good thing. So, that's the 76% that is on our lot coverage.
So is
oh,
that,
no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong again. No,
I
that
think you're
is,
at 80.
lot coverage is 86.7, and we would like to reduce it down to 76. That's what,
Okay, and
so
then
that is 86. With that pavers all the way up to the garage, we're at 86.7%. We can bring it down to about 76% by taking out that area. If we might be able to squeeze another 100 square feet out of it to get it under 75, but we can reduce some of the pavers that are there now to get that 86.7 down to like 75.
So I believe the allowance is 60%.
Correct, correct.
So we're talking 16, 20% over.
Correct.
Any way we could work with that?
I think according to what's built there, I think I can probably achieve right around 75% because there's really not much more we can take out as far as what's built right now. I'm proposing that we take out about 300 or 400 square feet here, like a foot behind the garage. And then these walkways in the front, we could probably take out maybe 25 square feet on each side, so that's another 50. And if you want to push it a little more, we could take out a little bit right next to the stairs. So with all of that, we can get just under 75%. And I'll give you the exact number. I can get to 73.2%. But I don't know if there's any other spot I could take it out.
Well,
That's about it.
well, let me just add to something. I mean, it can be taken out. It's just whether this board wants to grant that variance, because it
Right.
can be taken out.
Well, if we take it out, there'll be no walkway to the stairs, there'll be no platform at the bottom of the stairs, there'll be no area for
I'm
AC.
talking about the backyard, which is pretty much covered.
Yeah, we could take that out, correct.
Because other houses have grass. So, I mean, a walkway could be put back there. So you can make this compliant.
We can
If
go
you had
to,
to.
let's see, the backyard is 31 by, I think it was 40 minus,
So the back part is gravel, the front part is pavers in the back, correct?
say it, I'm sorry, there's either pavers or gravel. There's really no grass. There's pavers,
I know,
gravel,
but-
or blacktop.
I think we need a breakdown of what's gravel and what's pavers.
The gravel is the white area on a site plan towards the rear of the property. And the gravel is basically the front lawn, with the exception of the two walkways going to the porches.
Plus
And
the
then-
patio right in the back with all the pavers, correct?
That's the patio. It's got the hatched area. That's the hatched area. So if we do, let's see, I think that's about 6 square feet, so 31, hold on a second.
It's not the walkways, it's the patio that's pushing you pretty much over. I mean, you can get a lot more compliant than,
Okay. 26 by. So
Do you want to take a few-minute break and
I-
look at this so we can
I could.
respond back to the
26.
board?
Board members, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
650.
gotta wait for him. Oh, let me just, hey, Rob. Okay. Pardon me, but he's just reviewing the impervious. One thing I do want to, are we back on? Oh, okay. I'll wait. Sorry, I always talk. Wait, the chairman's got to reconvene.
Counselor, would you like to continue?
Yes, please. Two things, Mr. Chairman and board members. I'm going to have Mark again explain with our discussions with our client regarding the impervious. One thing I do want to clarify, that the exhibit that's up on the screen, that's why it was a little confusing, it's actually an older version. In fact, the newer version has basically the pavers ending where the garage begins. But I'll let Mark explain a little bit more in detail as to what we can do to reduce the proposed impervious. And again, there's no problem committing to working with Colliers if they feel that any detention, subsurface detention is required. So
Mr.
Mr.
Stefanelli?
Stefanelli, if you could expand on that.
Okay, yeah, so I apologize for the confusion. So the digital copy on the screen is showing what's there now, and that is approximately 86%. I have revised the drawings. I have an exhibit right here, and I believe you should have it in your package, which shows, it's this drawing right here, which is indicating the removal of a good portion of the pavers to bring it down right in front of the garage. Now, I don't know if you have that in front of you, but I can give you the sheet. So that is 76%. If we do that, we can bring it down to 76%, 2,938. Spoke to Mario regarding some additional coverage that we could possibly take out. If I took out 2 feet of pavers on each side of the walkway, that's approximately 50 square feet. And this area here is like 6 by 8, which is 48. So we can probably get another 100 to 106 square feet out of the 76, and that would bring us down to just under 75, 73.2%. So if you allow me to revise the drawings one more time, I could probably get it to 73.2%, which is 2,832. So that's what we can do. And then we spoke, if the board prefers to have grass versus gravel, Mario said that grass, he would put grass down as opposed to the gravel, just to, fit in with the neighborhood, if that pleases the board. In both cases, the front and the rear. And that's basically what I have.
Okay. And then with respect, there was brought up, and I did have an opportunity to speak to both my clients and our architect, Mr. Stefanelli, and our professional planner, who will testify, and again with council, that the use of the basement area would be for, because it can't be another dwelling unit or other use, would be restricted to the occupants of the home, either common space for first and second floor for storage, and it's always good to have that overflow space available. I think we indicated that the kitchen, there was a concern about the kitchen, that the kitchen would be removed.
Is there any other testimony from
Not from the
Mr.
architect.
Stefanelli?
No,
No?
not at this time.
All right. At this
I just
time,
have
are there any board members that would like to question Mr. Stefanelli's testimony?
I do have a question, but it goes to the removal of the kitchen. What does that mean? What's there right now?
You're talking about the basement?
Yes.
Okay, the basement has, it basically is a kitchen. It has a stove, dishwasher, and a sink and a refrigerator, and a countertop, U-shaped countertop.
So removal means all of the rough removed or just the fixtures removed? Because, I mean, we can approve it, and they can come right back and they put all those
Right.
fixtures and all that, those appliances back.
Right, so
What does removal
if
mean
the,
from these plans?
if the contingency is that the rough plumbing should either be cut, capped, or removed, then that's what we can put in.
And behind the wall?
Yeah, cut,
May
capped, or
may I
removed.
interject here? I'm, as the construction official, I believe that it should be cut capped, because there was a violation notice that was given on 5/17 of 2024 for a failure to, prohibited basement apartment. So at some point, that's what the building department had determined, that was going to be used for an apartment. And and the client was aware, along with 3 other violations. So I would say it would have to be removed completely,
Completely.
in its entirety.
No, I will note that for the record, for the resolution, considering what the board and what the applicant is offering. And I clarified that there's no access to the unit, so there's absolutely no justification to have a kitchen in that basement area, which would legally become a third unit, a third living space, which is unacceptable.
And just to follow up with that, this new means of egress, I mean, if this is a storage area, why would you need a means of egress from the basement?
Are you talking about the egress window well?
It says a new office, and then it's got a new egress casement window, and you're making the window well, more like a stairwell to get out. If it's just gonna be for storage, why would you need that?
Look, I think the condition, as I've noted it, there's going to be a restriction that follows this property to be recorded, that basement area will not be used as living space. So to the extent, and part of the confusion for the board, I believe, is some of these improvements have already been implemented without permits. So that's why we're ahead of the game. Put the cart before the horse a little bit. So we got to remedy it. And you could put it in words, and Mr. Hale even knows this as the lawyer, because he and I have done enough of these over the years. Recording it in the deed is what flows, and people who buy it 5 years from now realize, oh, we can't put an apartment in that basement. Any semblance of improvement that was implemented with an eye towards living down there needs to be cured, needs to be undone. The kitchen, if there's, Mr. McNeil is making good points in terms of access, windows, and that's living space criteria. Not acceptable. So that has to be changed legally. If we're going to make the condition stick, that's the way you implement it, because you don't want to get an approval and then 2 weeks from now realize that they're snubbing their nose at what it is the concern here. And these are legal issues, so.
Yeah, but would there be, and we've done these many times, an objection to, I know it's gonna be storage, but also it could be common space for tenants if they wanted to use it for, they put a ping pong table, put a pool table, things like that, like a rec area. We've done on many of these for common space for the occupants of the first or second floor.
Well, I can't honestly say that I would agree to that, but, I mean, you're gonna have a bathroom, or is that coming out also? Because then what stops people, then,
Yeah, no, I think it's
are
an
both tenants
amenity.
gonna be able to use it?
You
Are both tenants gonna be
If
able
you
to
want
use
to
it?
testify, you can testify.
I think the basement needs to become storage space, because we've seen two-family units that have basement space accessible to the two-unit owners. We did one 2 weeks ago, and it's for storage. And the reason that storage is encouraged, it keeps storage out of the detached garage, so you can put a car in there. Because parking, as we heard from the prior case, is one of the main issues for the neighborhood. You have a guy across the street who's driving the two neighbors who were here for the earlier case nuts by putting 6 cars in and around every place. So if you have a garage that has a car parked there, the materials you normally would put in the garage to store can go in the basement. That's what the theory of a common area basement is, not to embellish it with recreational facilities, and because that becomes living space. You know, that's the concern.
If I can address the window, so, you know, obviously light and air is a good thing in any room for livable space. But if that window was proposed to be an egress window, if that triggers, like you said, a living space, we can alter the window. I mean, I don't want to take the window out completely because, again, light and air is a good thing. So we can alter the window to be just under an egress so it does not qualify for an egress, and then a bedroom would not be allowed in that room because the window would be, I mean, I wouldn't make it back to an 18-inch. I would get it so it's under an egress window, but at least get additional light and air because the well is there now. So we can get, I think an egress window is 2'4" by 3'5" or 3'2" by 4'9". This, I believe, is the casement, which is 2'4" by 3'5". So we can make it 2'4" by either 3 feet or 2'10", just under the egress size, so it couldn't be considered an egress window.
Well, understandable, but with all due respect, Mr. Stefanelli, there was a violation notice for a prohibited basement apartment. So that window is just, that's telling me that there's a possibility that we're gonna use it, we're gonna create a 3-family and a 1-family. Because if somebody's sleeping in there, and you got somebody on the first floor and somebody on the second floor, that's creating a 3-family. This board has been down this road many times. I'm here 20-some years. So, you know, this board has to protect the neighborhood. It has to have the best interest of the safety, the welfare, and the being of the neighborhood. So, like I said, there is evidence, okay, of violations, and the clients are fully aware of them.
So I think that, you know, the architect's suggestion to make it, I agree that a window is not necessarily a bad thing. The living space qualifying window is what the problem. So if the dimensions will be adjusted so it wouldn't qualify.
Right, and then.
I think that makes sense.
And then therefore illegal for a livable space because it's not an egress.
Exactly. So even 5 years from now, if somebody tries to use it as living space, and in addition to the resolution, you could look at it and say it's illegal because it's not a window that permits living space. So that's another avenue. I mean, the bathroom is the same logic, quite frankly, because, you know, the 2 units don't have direct access to that area. So of the 2 units, you know, who cleans it? Who puts toilet paper in there? You know, there's just no reason to have an extra bathroom in the garage in essence, because this is going to be storage space. That's the way it is. It's there because it was being used as an illegal apartment. That's why the bathroom, I imagine, was accommodating living space.
I believe that was existing.
It was on the existing plan I saw, but I would be willing to bet that what's there now, in terms of a toilet perhaps, or a sink to clean up in the basement area, I don't know.
Tomorrow I can get that from the tax department, because they'll have the layout if it was original or not. But, again, you know.
I just have 2 questions. Is the property currently occupied? No one lives in the property.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the owners. The first floor is occupied. Nobody lives on the property.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If you're going to answer questions, you got to come up and be sworn again.
I have a question.
Does anybody live in there?
And this is just for clarification. Is there a separate utility bill for the basement? Like, is that line on the first floor or the second floor, or does it have its own?
I'll let him answer that because I'm not exactly sure.
Yep. You're going to have to come up and be...
No. Let's finish with the architect.
finish
We
with the
need to call
architect.
the owner
I know
up.
you have a lot of questions, I just want to answer incorrectly.
Right, if you know, you can answer. If not, we'll have to call the owner up and we'll clarify that information.
I just have a question for, just a point of clarity. There appears to be a lot of revisions required to these architectural plans that we have before us. Are they going to be revised, or are these changes going to be captured in the resolution?
I will try, if the board's going to act favorably, I could try to capture, because the specifics that Mr. Hale and I have discussed can be binding legally. The one caveat is Colliers has already committed the applicant to do it's supposed to be pre-construction meeting. There is more construction that has to be done to undo some of this. So Colliers and the town will still have their hands on what's going to be done. We're doing it with the pavers and the grass. I imagine we're going to do it with the basement area as well. Yeah, I mean, if you want to envision it, Mr. McNeil, is that something you want to see? Is that what you're suggesting in terms of what it's going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, you know, these drawings are prepared by a professional, and they are going to be a record. I would rather see what the actual proposal is going to look like and vote on what they're actually going to do than what they're supposed to do.
Certainly a fair request.
If I may, sir, if you approve tonight with the stipulations and the conditions, my office could prepare a revised set of drawings within, the 10 days, prior to the 10 days of the next meeting, and we could have them dropped off to your offices more than 10 days before, so you can vote and do the resolution next month. I don't have any problem doing that, revising the drawings for the resolution of next month. If, with the conditions, hopefully I meet the conditions and you can review it.
I think what Mr. McNeil is suggesting, Mr. Stefanelli, is he'd like to see in drawings what it is you're committing to before he votes. Is that accurate, Mr. McNeil?
It is.
I feel the same
And I think
way
we
as
also
well.
want to make sure that the kitchen is gone and it's not becoming an enforcement issue. It doesn't, even though it's in a resolution, it still will require the building construction official to come out there to make sure that there's not a kitchen there. So if the commitment is to get rid of the kitchen, let's get rid of the kitchen. You revise the plans, and then you guys feel free to get a date and come back. I think I would be more comfortable with that. That's just me. I can't speak for the board, but that's my position.
I feel the same way. I concur with my two colleagues here.
I have a question. You said a few minutes ago, what's the rationale for having a window for additional light in here? If that's a storage area, what's the rationale for having that window?
Light and air is always a good thing, that's all. Light and air is a good thing. It's the egress that's the issue. I mean, a lot of basements have windows. They're usually like 1'7" tall by 2'8". Like I said, the opening's there. I can bring it down to whatever the board would make the board happy. I could bring it to 30 inches, 24 inches. It's just a shame to lose the light that's already there. I know the egress is an issue, but I mean, light and air is always a good thing. That's all my.
Again, for storage.
It's true, but you have to go into the storage room. So.
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question.
Sure.
Can you confirm, are your mechanicals in the unit? Hot water heaters, are they in the units or all in the basement?
If you look at the second floor plan here, there is.
Which sheet are we?
Sheet 3.
Okay.
So the second floor apartment, basically we have a washer dryer there, stackable, and we have a Insta-Hot water heater for the bathroom up there, but I believe where is it in the basement? Oh, and then there's mini splits. I'm sorry, there are mini splits on both floors. So there are mini splits on both floors, and that's why we have the condensers in the backyard. So both levels have mini splits, and do we have an first floor? Insta-Hot, or that's an Insta-Hot on the first floor too. So Insta-Hot and mini splits, which are condensers on the wall. I think you're familiar, hopefully. And then there are some condensers in the back. There are air handlers which attach to the wall, hot and cold,
and then there's a condenser in the backyard, and they are inside each unit, correct?
And then you also have a water heater in the basement as well?
And the water heat in the basement, I believe, is for the basement. It's removed? Okay, so that will be removed, the water heater in the basement.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Stefanelli, are there separate meters?
I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
You're gonna have to ask.
I can
Okay,
answer
but-
that. Yes. There was a meter issue problem, PSE&G.
So each apartment has their own meters? Okay.
It's 3 meters.
So is there 2 in a house meter or 3 in a house
There-
meter?
There's 3, I guess.
It's 3. But
I would definitely like to see it.
Yeah.
All right, let me poll, council, I'd like to poll the
Well,
board.
Can I just ask one more question?
Sure.
And I missed it, to be honest with you. Is there a renter in this house now?
I think he indicated there is one now.
On the
Okay.
first floor.
On the first floor?
That's what he said.
Okay. There's no rental registration for that?
Those are all his questions.
Board members, would you like to see the revised plans and conditions before we hear any further testimony? Henry? Mr. McNeil, I know you. Ms. Scott? Anthony?
Yes, I believe we should go that route. Just by hearing the testimony, there's been, I guess, work done, without permission, and, we can't, I agree with that.
Ms. Little?
I agree.
I think
Mr.
the
Graves.
application is very problematic.
Ms. Martins?
Yes.
Okay. So, Counselor, we'd like to adjourn and
Revised plan with the
get a future date without notice?
Sure. What are we looking at?
Well, some of it is off the architect's realistic timetable. I think you said you can get the plans when.
Pretty good. I've done it before, 2 or 3 weeks. So, yeah, I mean, as long as you give me the 10 days before the meeting, or we would send in the drawings and then present at the meeting, right? Is that how it works?
Well, we'd want it 10 days before you, so Colliers could just make sure some of these changes.
Right.
Including the paver confusion, because there is confusion there in terms of what.
So the work doesn't have to be done, but the drawings have to indicate the work that will be done.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
I thought we was also asking that the kitchen be removed completely.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll be
absolutely,
on.
yeah.
So
Absolutely, Ms. Scott.
On the
absolutely.
drawing. I don't think the work has to be done just yet.
And the bathroom too, right?
Well, I don't know, did we talk about the bathroom? The bathroom was existing, is that still in play?
Storage area.
Well, I will confirm that. I will confirm that with the tax department.
Okay.
Okay. So we are looking at, Mark, if we go to that, is that David the 8th available, or?
The 8th,
April the 8th?
I got 15. Oh, who's on the 8th? Resolution?
Well, that means he'd have to get the plans in next week. I mean, is he gonna do that?
How long would it take you, sorry? How long would
Thought I
it
had
take?
20 days.
No.
Yeah, well, that's what I was hearing too, Mr. Stefano. I think we gotta go a little later in April.
I got the 8th or the 15th.
He's gotta get the plans in.
The meeting's the 15th?
We have an open date the 15th. I don't know if you can handle that, but if not,
The meeting is the 15th?
When can you
yeah,
have
but
the
we can
plans
do
here?
later,
Then I could judge the date.
How
That would be
quickly
April
can you have the
5th,
plans
which
done?
would be
15th.
10 days from now? So what's my deadline? 15th minus 10, so it would be the 5th, April 5th?
That's Easter,
So by Easter?
April 6th. I
April
guess.
6th?
That's
You need revised drawings by April 6th.
Now, if you're gonna make what date?
The 15th.
The 15th? I know I'm not available, but you wanna go with that date?
If not, it's May 13th.
April
That- that
15th
should-
is open.
Oh, shoot.
think we'd be talking to give a little bit more time in college to review it for the 22nd. Yeah, we have to move that other one, Trevor, but we'll move that. We can move that one, maybe we can move that other one up.
You guys are one day away from my vacation, so be careful.
That we would carry this until April 22nd to give Mr. Stefanelli time to revise the plans, get them submitted, have Colliers review them, and again, give the board.
Applicant waives any time constraints so the board can realize the
No
adjournment.
problem with that. April 22nd.
That's the meeting? And then 10. Thank you, I appreciate it.
At this time, can I have a motion and a second to adjourn tonight's meeting? And we're going to continue hearing on April the 22nd, and it will be without notice.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn calendar number 3472, Mario and Andrea Ferrara, 635 South Master Parkway. The block is 2710. The lot is number 3. This will be adjourned to April 22nd, same time, without notice. Can I have a second?
Roll call.
Mr. Wiley?
Yes.
Ms. Martins?
Yes.
Mr. Bentavegana?
Yes.
Ms. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
And Mr. Champy?
Yes.
Great. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and working with us this evening.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Mr. Chairman, there be no further business to come before the board. I move that we adjourn.
All in favor? Opposed? So moved.